Promo.
All right, in the cut, it's Rob Jiggity. I'm hosting. Unfortunately, Ben's not gonna be here today, but my friend Angelo, gonna replace him or try his best to replace him.
No, I can't. Too big shoes to fill. What is he? Size 13, right?
I don't even know. You might want to ask him that later.
I'm size 10, so I can't even fit in his shoes, literally and figuratively.
So today we're gonna talk about the Knicks and the recent struggles.
You want to start off?
You went to a game the other day. How do you feel about that game?
That was Saturday, almost last Saturday against last week, not the past Saturday, but the week before that was Knicks versus Suns. We were hype coming from Iona on the bus ride. We played Timeless by A Boogie, just chilling. But then after, at the game, this was my first Knicks game, so my first NBA game actually, I should say. Good seats. Got a free refill cup that cost $9. That's how they rip you off.
Yep. Saving food, man.
Exactly. But seriously, in the beginning, you could see first they start dominating a bit, and then after a while they start to lose that momentum. I don't know why. It's either because of Carmelo Anthony bull hogging all the time. Not all the time, most of the time, because what happened, unfortunately, if you saw the Suns game almost overtime, that Carmelo tried to make up a 3 when he could have just went easily passing in to the paint and make it 2 to just at least tie it up to go overtime. But the one thing I hate about it is that he tries to always clutch the shot. Have you recently noticed that?
But the thing is, Melo's clutch though. Melo hits his game winners a lot of the time, and
but they're too
yeah, he does take a lot of bad shots when the game's on the line, and that contributes to most of their problems. But when you look at the Knicks, it's always throughout since I've been alive, the Knicks always came out, had a good lead, and then they'd blow it over 2.5 quarters, over 3 quarters, or the Knicks would be down by a lot and then come back and then lose by 1. It's a problem that's been plaguing the Knicks since forever.
I know I don't know how the struggle of being a Knicks fan,
yeah,
it's okay, yeah, and then all of a sudden it's just you can't even look at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember it was 3 seconds left. It was 105 to 107. Suns were up. I think it was Rose that was inbounding. Then all of a sudden you see Carmelo. Carmelo tries, spins, shoot, and legit the ball goes in, but it spins and then goes right out.
Yeah, those are the worst heartbreakers.
And then we were just silent. Everyone was silent for a good 2 minutes. We were well, welcome to New York.
And I feel the problem is the Knicks try to do 2 things at once. They try to rebuild by getting a young guy like Porzingis, and then they try to.
Well, Porzingis is actually gonna at first people were Porzingis, who the hell is this guy?
Yeah.
But and then after a while, he's been
Knicks
shown.
fans are quick to turn on you.
I know.
But I'm saying the Knicks are rebuilding at the same time they're trying to build a championship team. You can't do both. One of them has to give.
But they don't understand that. I don't know who they're building around anymore, honestly. Remember, if you have a star player, you build around how he plays. I think the Knicks, I was talking to Jossie the other day about this, actually, that he was explaining to me how they try to run a triangle, to have their own big 3.
Yeah.
Did he ever mention that to you?
But yeah, they try to run the triangle, but sometimes it fails. But
it does.
But the thing is, the triangle is promoted on people who are willing to pass the ball.
Yeah, but we have Carmelo Anthony and Derrick Rose. Think about that for a second.
Two notorious ball stoppers. The problem is, it's the mentality.
Yeah.
Melo has to go out there thinking, I don't need to score a lot of points every game. I might go around and dime people. Get assists.
Yeah, but the thing is that Carmelo doesn't have that mentality, or Derrick Rose. Well, Derrick Rose passes more than Melo.
Yeah, but you compare him to any other good point guard. Even in his prime, he wasn't averaging more than 6 assists.
Exactly.
It's all these players that, besides those 2 guys, I feel like the team is unselfish. But those 2 guys are like black holes when it comes to the ball.
Yeah.
But you look at the talent. I feel like the talent's not there to.
The Knicks don't score.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We don't.
They don't score. They don't defend. It's you have to do one to be able to.
You can't defend whatsoever. I'm telling you that right now. I experienced it for myself, and you could hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, because they can't even defend. Like I see sometimes a turnover happen. There's no one back in the paint, or it's like, for example, I see no defense. Like Carmelo, he doesn't do any defense. He like the game I saw.
You could say that for early on in his career, but he's trying now. At least he's trying now. Before,
At least trying.
Before it was just he didn't try. Now he's just getting beat.
I know. It's more like, but thing is, I love how now they're saying, oh, Carmelo might get traded. Carmelo might be leaving the Knicks. And I have here from CBS Sports recently that says Carmelo Anthony would waive no trade clause for Celtics. What do you think about that?
I think that would be a good deal for both teams because the Celtics are missing maybe two pieces from being that championship team. Yeah. And Melo would put them on the right track. But the thing is, Melo has to understand his role. Melo has to be a guy like Melo's
hot-headed.
Melo could easily draw a double team whenever he's on the court. He needs to be able to pass out of that more because he's such a prolific scorer. Use that to get assists. And he does that from time to time, but I feel like Melo could do that more often.
But the thing is as we were saying before, Carmelo's mentality, it's like he doesn't really, like, yes, he does pass off. I'll give him that. He does pass it off sometimes. But most of the time, it's like, yeah, I'm like the guy on the team. Like, I am it. What?
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, because, no.
Who's Melo passing it to?
Melo has talent around him. Like who? Courtney Lee.
Courtney Lee,
if you pass Courtney Lee when he's open, he's hitting the jumper.
Who's the future Knicks star? Baker, bro.
Yeah, Ron Baker is young. He's pretty talented. He gets after it.
Yeah.
But I like the player I like is I like Justin Holiday.
Holiday, yeah.
Yeah, he defends. He hits jumpers.
Lee could hit jumpers too, though.
He's lanky as hell.
Lee could hit jumpers too, though. You know that, right? Lee.
Yeah,
like time to time.
Courtney Lee's a great 3-point shooter. And if you find him open, he's gonna hit those shots.
Oh, definitely. Right now, Carmelo is 32 years old, right?
Yeah.
So that gives him another 3 years in his prime. Because isn't normally a prime like?
It depends. It depends on the player.
Yeah. Normally it's
I think he's past his prime. But,
you think?
But he's still talented enough to be able to do whatever he wants on the court for another 3-4 years.
But normally players that are in their prime is what though?
Like 25 to 30.
30 really? I thought it was like more of like 26 or 27 to like 33, 34.
I mean, it depends on the player. It's different for every player. But if you come in the league it depends on your age. If you come in the league at 19, you're probably not hit your prime till like 24.
Yeah.
But if you come in the league at 22, you're not gonna hit your prime till like 28.
No.
It depends on who you are and what you're coming into. And let's talk about how Melo would fit in on the Celtics. What do you think Melo? How do you think he would fit on that Celtics team?
That's the thing. That's what I'm trying to think though. Like, can he actually, like, seriously, what you think first? Because I'm actually like trying to think this.
The Celtics have a lot of unselfish players.
Yeah, but the thing, if Melo could also change that momentum at the same time. But if they all, maybe if you think about it, Melo goes to the Celtics, they could be his go-to guy. Like, you know what I mean?
I mean, they still have Isaiah Thomas as their go-to guy. Melo would be a great second option for that team. The thing is, that team between Melo and Isaiah Thomas is not great defensively.
But I think also right now, since Isaiah Thomas is more used to that, go-to guy, that it's gonna really clash heads between him and Melo. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Players when they're forced to change roles, but I don't think Isaiah is gonna change roles. I think Brad Stevens is gonna talk to Melo. If this trade happens, gonna talk to Melo and be like, you're the second option.
Melo's going back.
You're gonna get your buckets, but
he's going back to the Nuggets.
But
right?
Isaiah's gonna do his thing.
Was Melo first from Nuggets, right?
Yeah, Nuggets.
Yeah, he's gonna go back like LeBron James and imagine win championship. That'll be funny though. But I don't know about these Knicks, man. Like the fourth overtime.
Like
depressing.
they can't close out games.
No, they can't.
3-team trade for the Celtics. It wouldn't work straight up for the Knicks. I'm just saying.
Why don't you come in here and
that's
talk about it?
3-team trade.
Yeah.
But
come in here and talk about it. Yeah. Yeah,
Sit.
you can, talk about it. You can talk about it if you guys want.
What's your take on this, Christopher?
What are we saying?
Is this mic on?
Yeah, your mic's on.
Okay.
Hello, am I on?
Yeah, you're on.
Go
I
ahead.
hear you.
Yeah, what's your take on it?
Take on the Knicks?
Yeah, the Knicks, Carmelo, anything.
I just feel like people blame Carmelo
Yo,
too much.
talk to the mic, bro.
Oh, I'm sorry. people put too much pressure on the Melo.
Yeah, they
I feel
do.
like, he's the main scorer on the team and probably the only scorer they had for the last 6 games. Porzingis was out.
Yeah, that's true.
Derrick Rose just started to pick up.
Hmm.
It's a lot of pressure on Melo, but
So
But also, if you think about it, it's also the Knicks organization that also needs to
yeah, the Knicks
rebuild.
organization as a whole is
It's
suckish,
different. Yeah,
terrible.
I think they have to rebuild. For example, I'm just going to use another sport here. Let me think quick. Raiders in football. You saw 10 years ago they were barely producing. Now you see 10 years later.
yeah.
they-
The thing is different. It's a different scenario.
Yeah.
Right.
Knicks unfortunately had some bad trades, some
Mhm.
trades that didn't pan out over the last 10 years. I'm saying, yeah, I agree that Melo gets a lot of pressure, but some of these games shouldn't
Yeah.
shouldn't have
Shouldn't.
happened like that.
but
They do.
look at the productive of the rest of the team. Like they don't.
The
they
team,
don't put numbers up.
Melo doesn't play with as much talent as most superstars.
Like
But
who's the second option? Who's the third option?
third option, either Derrick Rose or.
Because
Courtney.
Porzingis has been out for like.
All right, so
he's come back in.
without Derrick Rose, without Derrick
Without
Rose,
Porzingis, who's-
without
Porzingis.
without Porzingis, it's what Ron Baker. I don't know.
Yeah. Lee.
Ron Baker, Kyle O'Quinn,
Conley is 31. Like he's way past his prime now. Like
but Courtney Lee, he's not
He's a
one.
shooter.
He's not one player. He's a shooter. Yeah,
Boy doesn't shoot.
Melo.
Justin Holiday
It's-
is young.
Yeah, it's partially. Justin Holiday's 26, bro.
All right, he's not young, but
As opposed to other
he's
players,
undeveloped.
young.
Undeveloped,
He's
yes.
undeveloped.
But you look at Melo, it's partially on Melo, but I agree with you. It's a little out of hand sometimes to blaming, but there's a lot of plays where
There is a lot of.
we be
players.
watching games together and then they be like, Melo be double teamed and he doesn't pass it to the guy that's
That's true,
open.
that's true.
He
There was-
shoots. He turns around.
There was this against the Wolves.
Mhm.
Melo was double teamed. Oh no, against Atlanta the first time. He was double teamed. Shooter came over. Porzingis was being guarded by Dennis Schroeder. Next, it was a tie game with like 4 seconds left.
Come on for the game winner.
Yes,
I-
he
I
could have
hear
threw it
that.
down to Porzingis, dunk.
That was a bad play.
And then but you can also blame Porzingis for that game for missing the free throw that
Mhm.
would have tied the game.
Also, Carmelo's free throws he missed against the Suns. Also.
it's a lot of blame to go around,
Mhm.
and it's not just on Melo's shoulders. All right,
I just feel like if more players came out and scored and did their thing, there would be more opportunity for other players to score and for him to give up the ball.
that's true. And I feel like Porzingis needs to come into his own too.
He is, but it's just he hasn't been.
Injuries
Yeah,
and stuff like
Mhm.
that. All right, so that would do it for this edition of In the Cut. I'm Rob Jiggity.
In the cut.
Oh, I'm Joe.
That's
Rob's
my
brother.
that's my brother.
Angelo.
That's my other brother, Angelo.
Yeah, don't worry. We got different moms.
I'm not on the camera.
And we're done.